Congrats.
Please let me sit down. Please start. You can share your
just
right?
just give me 2 minutes. Just give me not 2, a minute. Let me share my screen.
So after this session, there's one lady who wants 10,000 pounds, Scottish Edge. She's going to talk. She's a member of Creed, actually. 2 of them are member of Creed, actually. But she moved to England. So the other one is her son, some are there, so that's why she speaks online again. So after 2 of them are finished speaking, I will now do a demo of how to build a simple MVP. I'll build something that can MVP. I'll build in front of our eyes. So I'll now give all of us 1 hour, give some of us tasks to do. You build everybody build their own, whether one group, all of that. They will not pitch all of that. They will not leave you to the hand of God. So nobody to be calling you. Over to you.
Yeah. Just trying to get my screen first.
Okay. Please
just to be sure, please confirm you can see my screen.
I can see this man that is dead over many years ago.
Yeah. So let me just make it bolder.
The height. Not I'm supposed to be.
Where?
The height.
I don't know. This Creed.
Can you still see my screen, please?
Yes, you can see the screen.
Is it bolder?
Hold enough.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Can everybody see very well? Because that's why we brought this downstairs. Over to you. Your time is going on.
Can you maximize? I know the full screen.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope this is not recorded.
It's recorded, or should I unrecord it?
So I'll maybe when I want to speak on certain things, I would please ask that you don't record.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Trust you are doing well. I'm quite familiar with some people in the room, so it's nice to be here again, and it's an honor to be able to share my story. But before I share my story, this is one of a quote that I heard from Dr. Sheung, and it has stuck with me. And I went to look for the origin of the quote just to get inference and understand the person's mindset when he was saying it. And this speech was given by John F. Kennedy, then President of the United States of America, I think in 1961, I believe, or I can't remember. Anyway, what he said in his inaugural speech was that he was speaking to people, and he said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. And the inference or the emphasis that he was trying to lay or bring to bear in that instance is, and you shouldn't look to take a loan, you should also look to give. And when the good of the nation is what you are seeking towards, there is every likelihood that the opportunities that lie therein would gravitate towards you, right? And the second one that stood out was what he said again the year after, that we chose to go to the moon. And this was a very audacious goal. It was a very it was something that hadn't been done before. It was something that involved stretching. It was something that involved breaking boundaries. It was something that involved removing limitation. Again, it did not have anything to do with what the present was at the time. It had to do with his mindset and what the future he was thinking was. Again, all of these quotes stems from the individual mindset to say, I choose to do good. I choose to don't consider essentially only what I'll get out of it, but what the country or the state or the county or the council where I am would get out of it. That would gravitate or pull information and resources towards you. Again, I'm Tolu Abikoye, and I'll be speaking more on this. What I want to touch on right now is CivTech, and as some of you know, CivTech is an initiative by Scottish government to provide the public with problems. Again, scouting from several institutions, right, and organizations. They come together and decide or give a problem, several problems. This year, there are 8 to public to say, okay, these problems are what we have seen and is prevalent and is high, and we are willing to stake this amount on this problem. Can you provide a solution? So you then go ahead and check what the problem is. Like I said, the problem for this year is 8. So it is important for you to have a look at those 8 and break it down. So I broke it down into 3, right? Understand what the problem is. At the time when myself and my co-founder did, when we applied for CivTech, we took a problem that we understood, right? We went to, I mean, there are 2 problems that stood out to us at the time, but we took one that we knew that we had more access to survey, more access to stakeholders, more access to people that had a ripple effect on the problem, right? So understand what the problem is, because that helps you enough to make your solution valid. It helps to cement how you can come up with what the solution can be. So sorry about this typo. What I meant to say here was work as a team. Like I said, I found, and this happens in life, right? I found a person that was aligned with the vision of growth. I looked for a person that wanted to run like I would run. We do not have the same skill sets. Absolutely none. He's more of a polymath. We do not have the same, we had similar understanding of what we wanted to do, what we wanted to achieve as individuals, but he was driven, like very driven. So we had late night calls, like we had calls late night. We were under pressure. We stretched ourselves. We spoke to people just to validate and confirm, are we thinking in the right way? Are we doing what we should? Again, we were not afraid to tell anybody at the time that, okay, this is what we are working on, because the truth of the matter is that all of us would submit the answer, right? Your answer, and they would pick whoever it is they would pick. Again, as Christians, we understand that the favor of God is at work with us. So again, we have everything at our back, at our forefront. You have technology, you have people around you, and then most importantly, you have God, right? So again, I was able to work with someone that was aligned with the goal that we wanted to achieve. I did not work in silos, because, to be honest, again, there's a saying that, if you want to go fast, walk alone. If you want to go far, work together. But don't work together with people that will pull you down. Don't work together with people that you cannot take constructive criticism from. Because the truth is, it is important that whoever it is that you are working on is able to call you out. So we had sessions where we would say, okay, what did we do wrong? And I'll give this instance while I speak to the third one. Be consistent. As with everything in life, be consistent. So please, can you put off the recording while I say this?
Okay.
So when I say be consistent in your story. Set up a company and I wanted to build a reg tech solution in cybersecurity. And to be honest, I started checking how, because I saw a problem. That's, to be honest, when you want to build, you need to identify what the problem is, right? Identify what the problem is. If you do not have a problem, you don't have a say. If you do not have a problem that you're solving, what are you doing exactly? So I saw the problem and I saw it on LinkedIn. That was because, at the time last year, LinkedIn was making people provide additional means of verification, if you remember. And when I tried to do my own, I wanted to use my means of ID, which was my Nigerian passport, but there was no verification for Nigerian passport at that time. So to me, I was like, look at the amount. I know Nigerians that are on LinkedIn, and I know that a lot of them have their Nigerian passport, and it's one of their go-to. Why is Nigerian passport not there? And so I wanted to now do DLA, DVLA verification. And I saw that, you needed to send your hard copy passport to them. And they said, and to me, that process was not efficient. So I saw a problem. So I now started speaking to subject matter experts, liaising people. I now found out about Business Gateway. I went for events. Again, I'm married with three kids, so it's not like I have the luxury of time. In case that's what you're wondering, I did not. I still don't. But I just decided to go to the moon, right? So I was um I was looking for, how to solve that. I spoke to several people, but the roadblock was too much. Like, it was just stopping at several places. So one day I spoke to Dr. Sheon, and I'm sure he may not even remember. And one of the things he was saying, that I should look at the horizon of what the government is looking at as focus of what they want innovation around. So I went to research, to say, okay, what is the government's focus on this? And I started seeing several things. However, something that was close to home happened with regards to postnatal depression. And the person at the time went it went really bad. That it went really, really bad. So I was thinking about it, and I really felt bad, because I felt that as a person, I should have been there for her. But again, one of the reasons around postnatal depression is that there's a stigma around it, because in our culture, people don't talk about mental health issues. People don't talk about the fact that they may feel some certain way that they cannot place their hand on, and they don't want you to feel that they are low, because it's possible that you think that it can jump on you sometimes. Yeah. So again, people don't want to talk around that. So that was what birthed or catalyzed this journey to providing Joy, which is the platform that I am building at the moment. So I started asking again, what can I do? Who can I align myself with? And that's how I got into Techscaler. Techscaler was running, I went for Unfiltered. Techscaler was running a program that was meant to start, I can't remember when, I think in August. And so I applied. When I applied to be, I didn't hear anything back. So I was just wondering, what's going on. I went back again to ask, and then they told me about it. So I made sure that I was very active in that class, because please remember, I just wanted to add that I was working at the time. So it's not like I stopped working while I was doing all of this, right? I was working. Sorry, 2 seconds. I was working. So I started Techscaler. Techscaler lasted for about 8 weeks. Yeah, 8 weeks. Yeah, slightly above 8 weeks. And so in that 8 weeks, afterwards, we did presentation. I asked for a mentor. Again, I asked for, like I said, I always ask. So I asked for what was available. I say you could get a mentor, you could get MVP grants. They didn't say the amount. You could get extra. So I asked, and they said, okay, yes, you can get. So I was sense checking, right, to say, okay, this idea that I have, what is it? And my mentor was very good. I met him only twice during that program. I mean, before and after. And it was very interesting. So that helped me. And so because I was able to show some level of growth while I was on Techscaler, I applied for Scottish Edge. I didn't get it. They said I needed to do some more research. So I reached out to Interface. Interface is an organization. Interface, INTERFACE. They help with research, and they what's it called? They link you to universities where they have students that are seeking placements. So again, it allows you to enhance whatever it is that you are working on. So right now, I have worked with students in the University of Stirling. I have worked with students in the University of Aberdeen and on this same project. So that helps me. So when I'm speaking, I speak from that angle of collaboration as well, and it gives more credence to what I'm working on. Do you get what I mean? This is all within text when I started Techscaler and whatnot. So I decided then at the time when I spoke to the mentor that was assigned to me to ask that I would like to apply for this MVP grant just to see, how visible it is to get. And he was like, I thought he was going to be the one to apply for me, but I was going to be the one to apply for myself. So I applied for myself. And I'll tell you now, I thought because it was um that amount, it would be a small like application. It wasn't. It was very detailed. It was very detailed. So again, one of the things that I have noticed and I've heard from people and founders as well is that when they want to start like a grant application, the anonymity or the magnitude of information that you need to fill gets them tired. To be honest, if you want to go big, just go big. Like you cannot sit down and just expect it to jump on you. So work at it, right? Okay, I'm mindful of my time, sorry. And then so as we continued, I applied again for pathways to scale. Pathways to scale, to be honest, it was very ambitious for me at the time, but like I said, I want to go to the moon, and so that's why I applied, and we got in, and that comes with about £20,000 to move what you're working on to the next phase. I applied for Techstars. I didn't get in, but it was a very interesting application because Techstars and Y Combinator, they are US based. So their mode of application is different from the mode of application for UK, but it was very, very different. It was interesting. And I had to even pull my husband along because I had to do some forecasting. I applied for a program that Satanda is doing at the moment. I've gotten past the first stage. Fingers crossed to get past the second stage. The reason why I put all of this here is just to make you realize that, like, I've not stopped. I'm still applying. Like, I still have applications open that I want to do. And that's because I know where this solution that I am building, the ripple effect of it, I know that I am getting information that is making the journey change, and then I'm changing with that information. So one of the slogans that I use is, when the facts change, I change my mind, and I change it quickly. I filter the facts, so I don't take everything, and I do not let negative environment boggle or cloud my sense of where I am going to know. Like, if I speak to you and watch you, a lot of the things that you said, a lot of the things that you're saying is how it can't. Like, the tendency, except God has asked me to, stick with that relationship, the tendency for me to stay with that relationship is very low, because a candle doesn't lose anything by lighting another, yes. But if you dim that candle, the tendency is that the room will be darker. But when both candles are lit, the room is brighter. So I will stop here so that I don't take all the time. And if there's any question, I would take. Yes, so I would stop sharing so that you can see my face and I can see your face as well. And please.
There's a part can you share? Yeah, there's one. I pick a lot of stuff there. Yeah, there's a part you maybe just within 2 minutes just need to share the part where you apply for Techscaler Singapore stuff. So that
Okay.
I just want to.
I forgot. I'm sorry. Okay, so Techscaler does taking what's it called? Founders to other countries every year, twice, right? And what they do is, in partnership with those countries, they look to see areas of alignment, areas where there are collaboration and partnership opportunities, where you can draw inference from them, where you can get investment, where you can internationalize, especially if the area of your focus is not primarily only in UK, right? And so I applied like the Oliver Twist that I am, And I applied for both. Actually, I applied to go to Silicon Valley and I applied to Singapore. And when I was applying, because it's not a short program, it's 3 weeks. I had to run it by one of my directors, who is my husband, to say, okay, this is going to take 3 weeks and all. So I applied, and to be honest, they had come back to me to say that I did not make it at first, but they came back afterwards to say I made, because I was on the waiting list. Again, if the cutoff is 10 and you are 11, maybe someone just moved up, and that's in my favor. But it was a very ambitious goal. Again, I did not look for what was my size. You know how when you want to buy stuff for kids and you say they'll grow into it. If someone is wearing a size 5 shoe and you buy size 6 and you say they'll grow into it, that was what I was looking for. I was looking for something that was big. I was looking for a means to learn from several people, whether in my area. And again, because I was fascinated, because anytime I speak to people and they talk about how business is run in the US, is very fascinating to me. And so that was what I was looking to leverage on. So I applied, and I was privileged enough to get in. And in October, we'll be going to Singapore to be able to, see areas of collaboration, learn, get investments, get partnership, because Singapore's health sector is ranked 6th at the moment, right, all over the world. So it will be interesting to see what one can take from there, and areas of collaboration and growth. So yeah, so far, that's how we have moved. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, please let's clarify again.
Thank you.
So I'll give you 10 minutes to ask questions. Just from a problem, I attended one event in Edinburgh. She also admitted that she was also sent to London for Barclays Healthcare. All of it. Because once you pass through a particular program stuff and they find that you're doing well, they are the one that will be reaching out to you. Sometimes they will reach out to you. There's an event, go there, and they will fund everything. They will fund your, am I right, accommodation, your
Yes.
transport. If they will give you a bursary there. Sometimes if you like go through plane or go through stuff, they'll fund everything, so far all of that. But there's something I wanted to say is that while we look at the problem facing Scotland, that is fine. Our own problem can also be the way. I attended the Edinburgh event. Number 10 is the powerhouse of the whole UK, right? They came from London to Edinburgh. They said our women normally have a lot of challenges, childbirth, all of that. Their statistics show either that. And I was like, who should be solving this problem? It should be us. If any of us prick whatever we're passing through and solve it, like what she's doing is postnatal depression stuff, and she's collecting, using the government money to solve it. I don't know whether we understand part of it. So we don't need to look too much far like that, because when you want to look far, things can be overwhelming. Where do I start from? Who are my competitors? All of that. But something that maybe somebody passed through, like that childbirth stuff, and I was shocked that they said they use AI stuff to look at the demography stuff, look at the colors stuff. That's actually coming from the blacks. And actually, and I said at the back, I said, these are things we need to solve. So please, let's ask questions. But one of the things we need to take home for our talk, look for what? A problem. I'm not saying we should become a problematic person. I get the point now. Just look for a problem. So please, let's ask questions. This second speaker, she won £10,000. She's here. She's also a crew member. She wants Scottish Air. So she's going to explain that one as well. So please, let's ask questions. Please ask questions. Again, some people came late, so I could say stand up, but I'm only joking. Yeah. Just sit down. Just sit down.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity and for your time. So you were talking about consistency earlier. So, and you were saying a change in technology. So I just need you to explain more. When you say change in technology, is it that you were using a particular app or you were using a particular thing and it changes, and how did it affect what you were doing? Because you said you were not able to continue with it. So those little changes affected the program. So can you explain what was the technology and how did it affect, and how did they come to know about it and why it affected you? Thank you.
Okay. Let me can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so this is CivTech, right? And this is again, you can open it just so we're aligned. This is challenge 11. Look at this: is how can technology help us to manage the impact of marine pen fish farms more sustainably? Like, I don't know jack about this, so let me go to something that might make sense to me, so that when no. Okay, so let's see this one. How can technology help us better understand the potential impact of government decisions? You know, this one, like, I like it already. Like, okay, so when we applied for the one that we applied for, that's round 10. Say in the start, so in the question, so look at this, right? What you do is to explore the full challenge, right? When you explore the full challenge, it tells you what the challenge summary is about. This is the owner of the challenge, so they're explaining what it is. You need to watch it, right? This is when it starts. It's supposed to close in about 4 weeks or 3 weeks, so you know that you need to run, to be honest. You then need to you would have interviews. I forgot to ask. Oh, they will interview you even though you get selected, and you then know whether you progress and all of that. So there's what you would download. Again, because of time, I'm unable to show, but you can please go and check it. There's what you would download, and one of the questions that you need to answer is the technology that you are going to provide to solve this challenge here, right? So say in my first submission, I say I am going to build a technology that is built on Flutter. Flutter is a technology stack, right? And after the interview and I get selected, round 2, you are meant to, if you see here, round 2, you are